Hey, and welcome to VFX Tutors. I'm Josh, and in this tutorial we're going to be continuing with doing our layout for the SIF project. So on our previous one we did a really basic doorway, but it gave us a lot of ideas of what we need to do in the shot, and sort of it added to our shopping list of tasks. And it will give us a good visualization of what we're doing. So it's almost a little bit like previs. We're working from reference, really awful reference, but you can be doing your own thing. But this is kind of the general sort of idea of the creative side of the layout. So I'm not going to keep going on. We're going to carry on with the next part. And yeah, hope you're enjoying this little series on layout. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get going. So in our previous tutorial, we did the really basic layout of this door. We placed it in the shot and we did a really very basic layout. So next one, we're just going to continue with working from our reference. You may have better reference, or you can design whatever you want. This is pretty much what I did the shot for. So yeah, so I think the next thing that we're going to do is we could probably get these little pylon things, and maybe even the big Star Destroyer thing. It should be pretty simple to do. Cool. So obviously every time we do this, we're adding to the thing of assets we need. And this Star Destroyer is probably going to be quite big, but obviously not real size, otherwise that'd be crazy. It'll probably be decimeters, or we can just sort of guesstimate it for now. Let's fix this faceting on our clipping plane. And I'm just going to make the world's quickest spaceship. So it doesn't have to be finished products, it just has to sell what we're trying to make. Because we will eventually, this will be part of the tasks that will need to be made. So, and obviously you can, when you're doing this, you probably want to do it more accurately to the actual spaceship you're doing, but I don't really want to just absolutely duplicate it. May not even do that type, but no, I think it's something like that, isn't it? I might be completely wrong. There's probably people going, "No, it's not that." Honestly. But we're just going to be super quick because we spent a long time on the door. I'm going to try and get through this as many of these before doing too many, because it's just layout at the end of the day, and we just need to block it. At the moment, we need to block it. But cool. Forgive me for my not very accurate representation of the engines. I'm sure they're nothing like this, but I'm just going from memory at the moment. Obviously you'll probably follow reference, but at the moment we're just blocking it out. So I'm just going to combine. Cool. So we now have our Star Destroyer. Looks amazing. So I'm just going to go back to my camera. change my depth of my image plane. Because orbit is not, it's not the exact size, but if we did do it the exact size, we would be absolutely miles away. And we don't want to be doing stuff that far away. We can cheat it by doing it in decimeters. So obviously this is going to be so they're actually quite large, aren't they? So probably want it quite dominating the skyline, I think. So we can do this again with the sensor scale. All I'm doing is trying to make it look pleasing to my eye at the moment. So I'm just playing with the scale. It's quite hard to sort of gauge it. And let's do, maybe what will help with a sensor scale is if we do a really nasty sort of, separate that. Let's separate the engines. Let's mesh, combine that. Just going to create a cube. And I am going to go to VFX, mesh, create a mesh network. Distribute mesh. And I'm going to go my Star Destroyer is absolutely miles away. Okay, cool. So we're going to make a really nasty cheat for detail, just so we can there's all sort of little tricks to make it sort of, obviously you won't model it like this at all. It's just so purely for our sort of visualization. Yeah, I'm just going to add a random node. In fact, what I'll do is add a transform node first. No, I won't do that. I'll just I know this is pretty awful, but point scale. Obviously, you can use things like Greeble. I'm just hoping this might drive a bit more detail. It's not great. It doesn't make it look so flat, but cool. So we've got our very rough Star Destroyer in there. It's not looking amazing. It's doing the job. Cool. Why are we disappearing here? So that's probably our image plane. Our camera. It's just a little bit too low, probably. Cool. So now we have our giant sort of, how long have we been 10 minutes? We got our very, very rough Star Destroyer. Let's drop these under there. So this is by no means a, oh no, not that. Just want to scale these down. Yeah, that'll do. Don't want to overcomplicate things. So we've done this really rough sort of Star Destroyer thing, and yeah, it's all right. It's not going to win any awards, but it gives us opportunity to understand what we're going to need. A really big asset. So we're only 30 minutes. So what we'll also do is these sort of antenna-y things. So I'm just going to call this Mesh Destroyer. It's only like you could probably use a Greeble on it or something, but I haven't got that script. I don't really use it often, but oh, there's our nasty Destroyer. If we just go to our use default material, we can now see everything. This is our trimmed one, remember, so we can switch it back, and now that's got our texture on it. So let's build some sort of these antennas. I know there's things that look very similar to those water vaporizers. Would do something similar to that. Not exactly them, but so radius 10. 20 centimeters, so let's do something a little bit larger. Height, I don't know, 150 centimeters. What we can do is just maybe roughly model, some sort of, it's probably going to look very much like a water vaporizer, but we can design something else when it comes to it. And obviously if you're in like a really big company, you don't have to really do this as much. You can use assets which have already been made. So it makes it a lot easier and you can get much faster results from it. But because I don't have a million assets, we're just gonna quickly block this sort of stuff out. Then we'll put it on our list of stuff we need to make. Let's hide this for now. Let's turn this off for now, so it's not slowing down our scene. Because it's only a visualization thing, we don't need to. Gives us a better sense of scale. So yeah, something extremely basic like this gives us an idea of what we sort of need, or what we want. Not necessarily what we need, but I'm just gonna snap that to there. Oh, that's not the right one. So it's cool. So I'm just gonna be grabbing a set. So we've got this sort of rough sort of pylons, and obviously these can be a bit, it's just so you can get the idea of what you want and get a good idea of scale and what's needed. Cool, so we've got a pretty rough layout of stuff. We're going to put like a satellite dish there. With some cables going across the top of this bit as well. So I think maybe what else? Let's have a look at our other references, see what else we could do. We could do we could really, really quickly block out the spaceship. Let's do the spaceship. Cool. So obviously the spaceship is one of the most important parts because it's going to be quite... So the spaceship is going to be seen in quite a few things. And also this ramp is... It's got to kind of work with this ramp. It doesn't have to fit perfectly with the ramp, but the whole premise of it is this was just an easy getaway for working on set, for him to walk down this and get a ramp basically from a spaceship. So what we'll do, I'm just going to make a cube. First of all, I'm just going to make sure whatever I block out is at least that wide and has the capability of at least creating a ramp of that size. Otherwise, the idea of using it will be wasted. So obviously it's quite large. Cool. So probably can do just a very, very quick design of how it's going to look or how you want it to look. Obviously this is not how it's going to be, but a good idea to sort of get it working. So let's bring this up. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use very crudely use my multi-cut there. And obviously this doesn't have to be exactly fitting, because obviously it's whatever your design's going to be, but I just kind of want to make it kind of work. Just very crudely making some horrible spaceship. It's a little bit too wide. And let's make some wings for it, I guess. I think it's probably going to be quite similar to maybe Kylo Ren's. It's the only thing I can think of in my head right now. or not. I can't actually think. I've got an idea of a spaceship in my head, but I'm not even sure where it's from, to be honest. But I am just gonna very quickly just wing this. Excuse the pun, making a wing. It's not very nice, but I think it will do. It will serve its purpose as possibly the worst spaceship ever created. Mesh, combine. These are, let's group those. Sensors, let's just call them sensors. Cool, so we've got a good sort of size. We know that that's going to fit for that one. So let's bring this guy up. Let's see how big he is. We probably don't want to change the scale of him. Let's see what it looks like smoothed. Nice. That looks horrible. What we can do is just go. No, let's not. Let's leave it as it is. Cool. Cool. So we're sort of building up our sort of reference. This will be flying, but we'll do that once we've sort of blocked everything out. So yeah, we've what's this? This is a mesh. So we've kind of blocked it out. We've done these antennas. We've done our Star Destroyer thing, and our ship will come in. And obviously for this shot, it'll probably have to be painted out, this ramp, but coming in now, it will probably a lot of smoke and debris and stuff. But yeah, I think we're getting pretty good with it, close to this. So well, not close, we're miles away, but it's a good start. And I'm going to try and keep these at half an hour each. But like I said, this sort of builds up our ideas of what we need, and it's a really good way to understand how long projects will take, because we've only really roughly blocked out a couple things, and this is already a lot of work that needs to be done. But if you have a team, it's fine, you just spread it out. But if it's just one person, it can be quite tricky. But I guess some of this could be done as a matte painting as well, especially the Star Destroyer and a lot of this background. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, we're pretty much done with this bit. We've done quite a bit actually. We did our spaceships and some antennas. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this little series of layout and stuff like this. So yeah, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help. And see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.